let's get straight to the point. Number 8. The myth of shampooing every day. Look, somewhere along the line, people got convinced that if they don't shampoo their hair every single day, the universe will collapse, their social reputation will crumble, and 3 pigeons will land on their head thinking it's a nest. But here's the plot twist. Dermatologists have been saying for years that daily shampooing often does more harm than good. Your scalp produces natural oils. Those aren't villains, those are moisturizers your body manufactures for free. Stripping them every 24 hours can make your scalp panic, producing even more oil to compensate, turning your hair into a grease factory. This is why many people who stop washing daily actually end up with healthier, more balanced hair after a little adjustment period. Yeah, it might feel weird at first, but science says your scalp just needs time to realize it's not being robbed every day. And unless you live in a sauna, work in a coal mine, or wrestle barbecue ribs professionally, you're probably fine skipping a day, or 3 without society falling apart.
Number 7. The obsession with scrubbing until it burns. Some people seem convinced that if skin isn't tingling, stinging, or screaming for help, they didn't clean it properly, as if skin cells need to be power washed like a driveway before a neighborhood barbecue. But here's the not-so-dramatic scientific truth. The outer layer of your skin, the stratum corneum, is designed to protect you. Over-exfoliating or scrubbing too hard can damage that barrier, leading to irritation, dryness, and breakouts, the exact opposite of what most people want. Dermatologists generally recommend exfoliating 1 to 3 times a week, depending on your skin type, not twice a day with the enthusiasm of someone sanding a piece of furniture. And those gritty facial scrubs that feel like rubbing gravel on your face, many can cause micro tears that make everything worse. The good news is that gentle cleansing actually works better long-term, so you don't need to attack your cheeks like you're trying to erase a crime scene. Your skin has enough trauma just from existing in daylight.
Number 6. Mouthwash after brushing, the big, flavorful lie. For decades, ads have made it seem like brushing your teeth without immediately blasting them with minty coolant is basically inviting cavities to file a residency permit. But here comes the plot twist. Using certain mouthwashes right after brushing can actually wash away the protective fluoride you just put on your teeth. That's like waxing your car and then immediately pressure washing it because you want it extra clean. Dentists often recommend waiting at least 30 minutes after brushing before using mouthwash, or using a fluoride rinse specifically designed to work alongside brushing. And let's be honest, most people use mouthwash as a substitute for flossing, which is kind of like throwing perfume on your laundry pile instead of actually doing laundry. Fresh, but still questionable. The ironic truth is your saliva does a great job of balancing mouth bacteria on its own, so unless your breath is auditioning for a biohazard warning label, you don't need the minty napalm routine every single time. Number 5. Showering twice a day. Because clean is good, cleaner is better. There's this modern belief that if 1 shower keeps you clean, 2 must turn you into a sparkling, socially superior specimen. But biology disagrees. Showering excessively, especially with hot water and strong soaps, strips away the skin's natural lipid barrier, which helps retain moisture and defend against bacteria. When that barrier breaks down, your skin feels dry, itchy, and surprisingly less protected. Kind of like scrubbing the paint off a car and then wondering why it rusts. Dermatologists generally suggest that most people only need to shower once a day or even every other day, depending on lifestyle. If you're working out, sweating heavily, or rolling down hills for sport, sure, shower twice. But for the average person sitting at a desk, the second shower is mostly just removing oils your body worked hard to make. Ironically, overwashing can lead to the same must-shower-again cycle as your skin attempts to repair itself, only for you to rinse that effort right down the drain.
Number 4. Cleaning your ears with cotton swabs. The most popular terrible idea. If there were an award for most common hygiene habit that makes doctors cry, sticking cotton swabs inside your ears would win by a landslide. Millions of people do it, convinced that earwax is some kind of personal failure that must be removed immediately or society will collapse from shame. But here's the scientific reality. Earwax is supposed to be there. It traps dust, bacteria, and debris, and your ear canal naturally moves old wax outward like a tiny, self-cleaning conveyor belt. When you shove a cotton swab in there, you're not removing wax, you're ramming it deeper, compacting it like someone packing a musket. That can lead to blockages, irritation, hearing problems, and even damage to the eardrum if you get a little too enthusiastic. ENT doctors have been repeating the same sentence for decades. Nothing smaller than your elbow should go in your ear. And yet humanity collectively went, cool, but what if we ignore that forever? If you really need cleaning, a warm cloth or doctor-approved drops are plenty. No excavation tools required.
Number 3. Washing your hands like you're in a speedrun competition. Some people treat hand washing like a contest to see how quickly they can be done. 3 seconds, splash, maybe some soap if they're feeling fancy, then out. But scientifically, that does almost nothing. The CDC recommends around 20 seconds of scrubbing, which is long enough to hum Happy Birthday twice or realize how awkward it is to stand in silence staring at your hands. The real problem is that most of the germs aren't removed by soap alone. They need friction and time to detach from your skin. Washing too fast is basically like rinsing a dirty dish without scrubbing and pretending it's clean. And while antibacterial soaps sound impressive, studies show they don't beat regular soap and water in everyday situations. Plus, overusing them can contribute to bacterial resistance. It's not about lathering like a surgeon prepping for heart surgery, but giving germs at least a brief eviction notice before drying off. Otherwise, all you've done is moisturize your microbes.
Number 2. Changing bed sheets. Only when they start to look suspicious. A lot of people treat bed sheets like a long-term art project. Don't wash them until they develop their own color palette, texture, and possibly ecosystem. But here's the fun scientific reality. Humans shed about 500 million skin cells a day, many of which end up right in the place you sleep. Add sweat, oils, dust mites, and the microscopic snack buffet they enjoy, and your bed can turn into a tiny National Geographic documentary. Before panic sets in, no, you're not sleeping in a hazmat situation. Probably. Experts generally recommend washing sheets weekly, or every 2 weeks if you're not a heavy night sweater. Waiting until your sheets look dirty is like waiting for milk to smell like cheese before checking the date. On the other hand, washing sheets too often with harsh detergents can fade fabric and irritate skin, especially for people with sensitivities. So the sweet spot is regular, not obsessive. Clean enough to avoid becoming a dust mite Airbnb, but not so frequent you spend half your life folding fitted sheets, which is already an emotional struggle. Number 1. Using deodorant as a substitute for showering, the great perfume delusion. Deodorant is great, don't get me wrong. It helps you not smell like you just finished wrestling a bus engine, and society appreciates that. But a surprising number of people use deodorant as an all-in-one hygiene solution, as if a few swipes of scented underarm magic erase bacteria, dirt, sweat, and the entire history of the last 48 hours. Here's the scientific plot twist. Deodorant does not clean anything. It just masks odor by neutralizing or covering up the smell caused when bacteria break down sweat. Antiperspirants go a step further by temporarily blocking sweat glands, but neither product removes the bacteria already living happily on your skin. So when someone thinks, no time to shower, deodorant will save me, they're basically Febrezing over a mess instead of cleaning it. Showering, even quick ones, physically removes bacteria and dead skin cells. Actual cleanliness instead of a scented illusion. Deodorant, great sidekick, terrible main hero. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with someone who still thinks cotton swabs are ear vacuums, and subscribe to the channel for more chill explanations from Coolest Dude Explains. And hey,
Drop a comment telling us which everyday hygiene myth you're guilty of. We won't judge much. Until next time, stay clean, stay sane, and don't scrub your skin off.